Okay, tell them what really happened.
All I need you to do
Tell them what really happened.
is very simple. Okay? What do you do for a living? What do you do?
Work for a bank. In the city, right?
Yeah.
New York.
You're familiar with the third building that fell in New York City on that day?
Tower 7. Tower 7.
Yeah. You familiar with it?
Don't know a ton about
Couple blocks away, right?
Okay.
That one.
As a perchance, this morning, I downloaded the collapse of that building, and for your benefit, I'm going to show it to you. It was the third building to fall in New York City. It was called the Solomon Building, 47 stories tall. It was the last building built in the World Trade Center complex and housed all 16 of our intelligence agencies. It was a fortress. It housed the mayor's emergency bunker. From where you're standing to the other side of the French Market from the Twin Towers. This building was not hit by a damn thing, and at 5:20 in the afternoon that day, did this in 6 seconds flat. Perfect controlled demolition. Crimp in the center, right to the ground. No one's ever explained what happened to that building. It was not mentioned in the 9/11 report. $15 billion worth of gold disappeared in its basement.
Yep.
So if you can tell me...
15 what?
$1 billion worth of gold disappeared in that basement.
It got moved.
Under those three buildings,
Why were they keeping gold in this building?
because they had safes under all three buildings in the
Important
basement.
documents were there. And the day before on 9/10, they announced that they
Remember,
lost
there were investment firms
$2
and whatnot in those
trillion
buildings.
was lost.
Okay. These are just a few facts, elementary things, like the fact that steel burns in a blast furnace for 2.5 hours at 2,600 degrees. The most that an outside temperature fire can read is 880 degrees. The fires that were burning cold because they keep, with black clouds. If you have a hot fire, it's like a blue fire, and that gets up to 880 degrees, right? So there's no way that you can melt steel.
Steel don't
Yet
melt.
they found 3 pools of molten metal under all 3 of these buildings that burned for 2.5 months. So where did that molten metal come from?
Why can't you melt? I don't understand. Why can't a fire get hotter if there's jet engine fuel?
Unless they
Jet engine fuel, my man, is kerosene, basically kerosene, and most of it burn off in the initial explosion. That still doesn't explain how, and again, basic physics, we're not talking about rocket science here. When you have this portion of a building collapsing, force is met with equal and opposite force. So as this collapses, it gets destroyed by this. So this would eventually stop right about here. This would still be intact. Yet these buildings came down in free fall with splivs coming out of the side.
Which is a sign of controlled demolition.
There are, and I have met one of the original founders of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. It's over 3,000 architects and engineers, some of them the best in the world, that have put their names on the line, their lives on the line.
But there's just as many good engineers that have put their names on the line.
Again,
that it's possible.
find one of them that can answer these questions and quit living in denial.
Well, so let me ask you a question. Why did they do it?
Who benefited?
Who benefited?
Well, in every crime, someone benefits from the crime. Am I correct?
Yep. You would think?
Okay. Who benefited? Was it us? No. Was it the Muslims? No. Who benefited? The military-industrial complex and the national security state exploded. They have been the biggest beneficiaries. That's why we have lost our liberties.
You think they did this so they could justify ramping up military spending?
What a brilliant son of a bitch you got here. They do it all the time.
War creates such a billion.
They do it all the time. Every war that's ever been created was done for profit. You think we just bomb Syria because we give a fat rat's ass that 40 of them allegedly got gassed? No. Raytheon needed to expend some bombs. We needed to, because you got to make more bombs, man. 105 of them we threw out there. What were they? A couple of million apiece?
We always have vested interest in starting wars, but there's a difference between actually killing 2,000 civilians
You think they give a fat rat's ass how many? They've killed millions in wars.
So who's they?
The CIA.
Who did this?
Well, let's start. You see, I give you a little basic information on the deep state here. The deep state exists and it starts. I'd ask you to do this. Look at a documentary called Thrive. Thrive. Procter and Gamble, heir to the vast, Foster Gamble, heir to that fortune, has an epiphany early on. He says, I can't do this because what the elites want is insane. And he breaks down who rules things. And it starts with the banks, the elite banks. Primarily the Bank of International Settlements, run by the Rothschilds out of England. From there, they own everything. They own 95% of everything we hear, read, and see. They own the sports. They own the entertainment. They own it all. So they control the message. You control the message. You control the people. So they started out, they own the corporations, and then they own the government. The corporations own the governments, which own the military, which keeps us in line down on the bottom. And the whole thing is about funneling up power, because I don't want to really give you the bottom line on this. And this should wake you up, hopefully. They're doing this because they don't need us anymore. They are done with us. AI and robotic technology is taking over. In the next 10 years, 50% of the worker-bee jobs are going to be taken over by AI robotics. The only reason the elites have kept us around this long is because they needed slave labor. They don't need us anymore. Henry Kissinger called us the useless food eaters. So in the past, what did they do with the useless food eaters? Well, war is always a good example of getting rid of us. Starving to death is one of their favorites. GMO foods giving us cancer, the poison vaccines, the chemtrails in the sky. All are designed to go ahead and make us sicker, sicker, and sicker. Are we getting better as we're, as society grows? No. All kinds of neurological diseases are exploding. Every disease you can think that kills us explodes.
No, it's true. The government's not after our best interest. It's sad, but they will kill thousands of people. They do it all the time. It's fucked up, but it's true. Every war, it always just started with a false flag attack, which was exactly this. Yeah. False flag attack. And the next thing you know, we're going to war. So
take the information. Look it up.
What do you think? I think this would look good in your basement. For real.
I'm not putting that in my basement.
I think you should, though.
Would you like to see this building collapse?
Yeah, you got the video?
Yeah.
We have these discussions all the time. We get in these arguments all the time. Everyone calls me loony mens, but it's true. It's sad but true, man. We're expendable.
I make my living off of proving people wrong.
It's big money. It's easier to fool people than it is to show them the truth.
Mark Twain said it's easier to fool people than convince them they've been fooled.
That is so true. That is so true.
Take one of those cards if you'd like.
Thank you.
My dad will love that.
Sorry,
You guys want to see this video?
my sister watched them the other day.
Check out the evidence. Let's see these posters on the other side. Let's see what we got shaping over here. Oh, nice computer up there set up.
Building number 7. That's all the damage it had in it. A few sporadic fires, right? That's all. Now let's watch this thing collapse.
It is collapsing.
Turned around, we were shocked to see that the building was, looked like it was horrifying.
Thing leaning like this. World Trade Center Building 7.
Yeah, that's a controlled demolition. I mean, so many people that do that for a living.
No damage.
Instability.
People that do that for a living.
What instability?
That's how you do
what
it.
fires?
They do this in Vegas all the time. They knock down buildings just like that. All the time. Old casinos, they go down just like that. Perfectly controlled.
What brought that down?
They do a controlled demolition. They blow out all the fire.
See that stuff falling in the center first? Perfect grip. You see the splibs all along here. You see the splibs. That's a perfect result demolition.
Anybody out there can help? Any vendors who
fall
have
over
food or
sideways, or only half would fall. Or
Look, in England, that building was on fire for 3 days, and they put it out. It didn't fucking collapse.
Yeah, I got that in here.
In England, right? It was in England, right?
Yeah.
The
The
building
only 3 buildings to ever collapse in free fall are those 3 buildings that day.
Yeah.
Defying the laws of physics, of all the fires we've had at all the high rises all around the world, and one day this building and 2 others fall in free fall of perfect controlled demolition with no resistance. And they tell us that what? And you're dumb enough to believe it?
That's the sad thing. But most of America, they're not paying attention to what's really going on. They just get fooled by the media. They don't want to ask any questions or do any reading. Nobody wants to read shit.
People are scared of the truth.
Exactly. The truth is scary. It's sad.
Scared of the truth.
Exactly. The truth is scary. It's sad.
Scared of the truth.
It's really fucked up. It's a sad
This is
day.
it. I mean, this is what we're looking at. You cannot tell me that these buildings...
I'll get 2 of them. I'll get 1 for me and 1 for you.
Let's watch this thing collapse, man. Again, if I hadn't told you where and when, and I showed you that...
You can see the explosions come out of the side. Look,
see, look at it. Watch them all along here.
Yeah,
watch. You'll see them go...
Yeah, right there. Pop, 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 pop. Those are controlled demolition explosions.
They're taking out the beams.
Yeah, boom, 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 and that's how it goes, like a fucking pancake.
There's nowhere in the world.
Jesse Ventura did a whole special. They recreated it. You need that thermite shit. Once you put thermite on the metal, it'll burn.
There were 3 pools of molten metal that burned under those buildings for 2.5 months. Nanothermite is the only thing that can produce that.
How is it proven that there were the molten pools burning for 2.5 months?
You can see the news reports. Like the guys were out there, their rubber soles were melting. They could only stay out there for 50 minutes at a time to work, and their shoes would melt. That was like on NBC or ABC, 2.5 months later. You can see them digging out the molten metal. Where'd it come from? Where'd the gold go?
Yeah, where'd it go?
Why didn't they mention this building in the 9/11 report? Not one word of it.
What about on September 10th? Donald Rumsfeld's announced we lost $2.3 trillion at the Pentagon, and then the next day the Pentagon got hit too.
Yeah.
And exactly where that spot with all the information of where that $2.3 trillion he made a public announcement.
Oh, and at the Pentagon, what got hit at the Pentagon just happened to be the place where all the accountants were looking for that missing 2.3 trillion, which is now mushroomed to over 10 trillion missing dollars.
It's called the
Who benefited?
Conspiracy theory. My asshole.
How many people you can buy off with 10 trillion missing dollars? Tell me that.
Picture me and my dude. It's me and my boy. James, get in here. He's coming over. He's coming over. He's coming over to the believer side.
Yes. Are you really? You're the guy I've been looking for. Please don't go anywhere, because I live off of you. Well, here's the deal now, okay? Because you're all knowing liberals,
I'm not
and you're mocking my work, right? Okay, let's go with that.
What's your reason?
But we'll start. Wait, hang on. Let's set the theater. Where are you guys from?
He's embarrassing himself. Do not engage.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. This is going to be a good conversation.
Do not engage.
One of these evasive, can't talk with...
Do not engage.
I see. You see, now you're proving the question I had last week, which was, why won't liberals debate? And liberals are combined. This is what they give. But, lady, that's not an argument. You're making it personal, so you're proving that, one, you have no argument. I'm asking you to go ahead and uphold your convictions on camera, and like the intellectual coward you are, you're walking away.
You seem very rational.
Well, I am. You're the ones that made comment that then won't back up your comment. I'm extremely rational. You're the intellectual cowards. That please educate me. Educate me. Come on, man. I mean, you're so all-knowing. Oh, what's the matter? Are you afraid of being shown up? How you doing, brother? So what do you think? You think I could have taken on that scientist and blown him out the window? I know I could. That's why he ran. That's why he ran. I'm out here. I'm willing to talk to anybody.
Don't get aggravated if you know you're right, brother.
Huh?
Don't get aggravated if you know you're right.
You go. Thank you for that sound, wonderful. You must be a professional.
What do you mean by a professional?
Well, you either law enforcement or military, or you had some. There you go, the fire chief. See, you have some discipline. I don't. I'm a madman. I'm so glad, and I'm so glad they got guys like you in positions of responsibility. And I should have taken your advice, and I should have taken my mother's advice. Damn it! But thanks for that. But I run into that over and over and over again. Besides, it makes good theater.
Yeah, people see this name.
And it's not like I'm going to change their minds. Their minds were locked. The gods would have no power against that stupidity. So I play with it. I kick them in the ass, kick them down the street, show a little, make it a theater. Where are you a chief at?
I retired as chief the west side of Rochester, New York. I'm now a safety officer for the fire department and do security with the National Police Department.
Terrific. I love. That's why I like being out here. You see, I could never excuse me, could I speak to the chief today? They'd say, get out of here. He's busy. Wait, let me give you something here before you go. This is a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
She's the one that should have.
No shit. Check out my YouTube channel. You'll see a lot of those encounters and more. But the ones I really like are the ones where I can pick guys like your brain that know stuff.
And I'm a bad example because I've got 2 undergraduate degrees in engineering and a master's in statistics.
I would love to. Let me ask you one question. What brought these buildings down?
I know exactly what brought the buildings down from a technical standpoint, too. The fuel in the planes was enough to loosen the...
I met one of the originators of architects and engineers in 9/11 Truth out here. This man, like you, is an engineer, right?
He put his fuel.
If I may, it does not explain building number 7. Read this, investigate it. You're an engineer. Talk engineer language with these guys, please.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But these guys put their names, reputations.
Didn't even get tied.
Well, there's so much stuff that came down from the airplane, too.
Well, this building was from here to that brick building, and it did this in plain. I'll show it to you. Come here.
Yeah, but you know what? 3 years ago, they found one of the truck assemblies.
No, if I may, you're an engineer, and I want to get your professional opinion on this.
I got to keep an eye on my way.
All right, that's okay. This won't take but a second. Now, this is the building. I'm going to put this in hold. This is the building, right? Now, I'm going to start this at the beginning, right here, just to show you, the damage that was there.
I've been there.
All right, this is all the damage there was in the building. All right, now this is only damage, right? That's it. That's all that was there. Now you're firemen. Now let's watch this thing collapse. Watch this thing. Now watch it.
Yeah, I see it collapsed in the center.
Now watch it.
Now,
47-story World Trade Center.
See the splits? Now watch it again.
On videotape, knowing that fire could not be fought because of the instability of the structure.
What instability?
Because of the fire that had burned
splits, crimp,
this morning.
free fall. housed all 16 of our intelligence agencies and the mayor's emergency bunker. It was a fortress.
If anybody out there can help, any vendors who have food or supplies, the firemen have.
Take a look at that site. Will you do that for me?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That was cool. Should have turned the camera around with it. Spreading the truth. Help me out here. Help me out. Help me out. Spread this truth, please. Thank you.